All right. What is going on? What is this? Who knew? Hmm. I don't. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Oh, what is going on? I'm just so confused. Right? So don't worry. It's not burnout. It's moral injury. Wow. All right. Let's get right into it.
What's up, everybody? It's Dr. Z. Okay, listen, I'm really.
Dr. Z to the rescue. Z for Zorro. He's just gonna slash this Zorro on your chest and just dash on you. Drop some bomb, probably void knowledge, and then just dash on you. What's going on? But you'll just eat it up and say, yes, I am morally injured. Now please give me more. Smashed.
Really tired of people calling it burnout.
Burnout.
What over 50% of healthcare professionals are experiencing, they call it burnout. It's exhaustion, low productivity, and a feeling of deep cynicism. And
Okay, so it's a dark place, you might say. So depression, this anxiety, this stress, right? Is that what you're saying? But no, he just had to say the things that he said, and of course, and a feeling of deep cynicism. Who knew? So what are you saying? Do you mean that the world just bashes you into being a cynic? Yes, it does. But here's the thing. That's why you look at old men and you say, wow, they're all bitter old men and bitter old women. They just bash. They hardly talk to each other when they sit right in front of each other. You just, well, they just have nothing to say to each other anymore. They've been together. No. Bitter, desolate, resentful, filled with just giving. They gave up a long time ago. A long time ago. But they got their piece of the pie. Now they're decrepit, falling over, just breaking down before our eyes. And who knew that's why you would just think it easy to just dash them and bash them in some place and say, okay, now take care of them. And oh, children, just remember your grandmother and grandfather in the good times. You don't want to know what they turned out to be and this and this and that. No, just remember the great memories. Hmm, amazing. So what's going on? Just people turn into some memory. The thought that never was. Is that what happens? Is that what happens? Well, no wonder people just want to leave a big blast legacy of what their image was. Who knew everyone just wants their name and their face plastered in some memory? You just say, "Well, I'm humble. I don't want to be famous. I just want I just want to impact the ones that are around me." Smashed. No clue. Confused. You are desolate. Okay, and Dr. Z is gonna just pipe his whistle and you guessed it, kick you in the face. That's what Dr. Z is doing. Who knew? Just giving you bash words to just now use in your arsenal of victimhood to the 33rd degree. Who knew? So, Dr. Z, keep on bashing.
and it's so prevalent that everyone even in administration is starting to panic. Like, what's going on? Why are physicians and nurses and PAs, why are they burning out?
Why are they burning out? So first of all, the relentless torch that you worship in the fire within, and this and that, and this and that, and this and that, and oh, it's the Tower of Liberty. And look at her hold that thing, but who knows it's a her, it's a him, it's a who knows what. And it's just wearing some cloak which copes the injuries of man. Apparently it just receiveth all the injured and all the burned out, right? Apparently just say, bring me all the injured burnouts. Right? Apparently, so why are you crying? So why are you crying? You should say thank you for this wonderful system that just bashes you and burns you out because that's what we were founded on those principles, and we rose like the phoenix from the ashes, right? So, Dr. Z, why do you worship the phoenix and yet you cry when you say, oh, but I'm burnt out? No, no, no. Don't worry, guy. You just gotta somehow transform and transcend the cocoon and cocoon and cocoon, and all of a sudden you just blast from the ashes and burn up like the phoenix through the sun. Smashed. Could it be that that worship that you worship is what is just defiling you and you call it burnout? What a shame. Dr. Z, what kind of pills are you taking? What kind of pills are you pushing?
Well, burnout is a kind of victim shaming. It's saying
Oh, and he couldn't wait to just laugh about that. He couldn't just look. So before now he's all serious. Wow, look, I'm so serious.
panic. Like, what's going on? Why are physicians and nurses and PAs, why are they burning out? Well, burnout is a kind of
Okay, so he just started to laugh there. Well, burnout is a kind of victim shaming.
victim shaming. It's saying
Oh, he
you're not
couldn't wait.
resourceful enough.
He couldn't wait to just. He's laughing at you. He can't even hold it back. They probably did a few takes because he's like, oh. All right, guys, just all right. One more. I just can't say it with a straight face. I've been acting so good for so long, and all of a sudden this. Oh, it's because it's just so funny. Wow. What is shaming except a belief in victimhood through the 33rd degree power that's just blasting you through the abyss and somehow you trust it with everything? Whoa. So number one, victim now receives another tool called moral injury and says, yes, I'm morally injured. I need compensation and reconciliation and remedies and this for all the suffering from the beginning of time. So start paying up, cough it up, right? All this bash sense of, entitlement of some sort of thing, but you negate the life that you're living. And that life is life. Wow, who knew? It's alive. But no, that has to be some bash quote from some movie. And it's alive because it's some monster that you created from dead pieces. Wow. Just a twisted, who knows, it's sorcery cooking your brain. All the while telling you that there's no such thing as being holy. There's no such thing as spirit. There's no such thing as life forever. No, 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 no. It's just death. That's the certainty. Yes. Smashed. Allowing that, having that, the almost permission that you grant yourself to just go out and do whatever you want. Smash and just crash. Wow, amazing. Amazing. And then you say, well, why is life just suffering? What a joke. Life is not about suffering. It's about what? Seeing. What? The true promise. Exactly. Life everlasting. But no, what do you have to do? You have to say, oh, the endurance of the flesh is suffering. And I just, temptation somehow pollutes me, but I have no clue what it is. So I just have to go ahead and do it and try it. Everything under the sun. Because I'm almost reinventing the wheel again and again, day in, day out, Groundhog Day, because it just feels so good. And I'm just going to act the ignorant imbecile at all my life and just say I'm doing my best. I'm trying my best, and I'm just meditating and blasting into somewhere and saying, yes, this is the life. What a shame. Oh, wow. Totally brainwashing yourself. Wow, who knew? Who knew that at the end of your life as an old bash person, you probably have nothing. You have no wisdom to pass on. You have nothing to say. You just have everything to complain about. Oh, my hip. Oh, my neck. Oh, my cancer. And all this bash. What are you saying? And then expecting your children to take care of you because somehow that's what love is, right? Oh, expectations and obligations and condition upon condition. Yes, that's love, everyone. Wow, what a shame. And it's love is just something that gets broken, and you just have to pick yourself up and somehow smash it again. Wow, amazing, bashed, just deep ocean trawled. There's nothing inside what you think is your brain. No, it's been cooked. It's been omeleted. You have nothing. For all you think is what you are is the surface. I am, therefore I am, and this bash and I think, therefore I am, and all this bash and bash, 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 and saying you are, therefore I am, and bash, 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 nothing.
You're not resilient enough. You're not strong enough to
Oh.
adapt to a system. So
Oh, to
maybe
adapt to what system, you fool? What system are you talking about? And you were going to say, well, it's just, situational and individual. It's just separated, fragmented, and split and just shattered. It just depends. Like the diaper. Yeah, because you just shot all over yourself and all over your mouth. So what are you saying?
you should meditate. Maybe you should use some lavender essential oil. Maybe
Look, now he has this kind of almost like condescending voice. Yeah, maybe guys, you should just use essential oils, right? Well, he does it. He rubs it all over himself every day. So what's he saying?
we could have a wellness retreat or
Okay, again, laughing because he's making a mockery.
hire a chief wellness officer. Listen, it's all bull.
See, exactly. Couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to say, okay, guys, and this is where I'm going to smash you with the truth. Wow, listen, this is all BS. Right? What a shame. Really? No, that was just how you were. That was the trap. Okay, these whole 50 seconds has been the setup. The setup to some bash that you're about to say. Because apparently, who knew that now people will be on board with you because they say, wow, yeah, I've been doing all those things and still nothing. And then that's when you say, exactly, it's all BS. So therefore what? Are you going to say, abandon your ways, admit you are wrong, return to the unconditional love of the Father? Wow, who knew, right? And then you're going to say, no, it's going to be, no, it just has to be something else. Exactly. You're reinventing some bash wheel that you think engineered technology, that you came up with the wheel. And this and that and this, and somehow we're just making teeny tiny little things that shine and say amazing things to us. And they say, blast me into you. I want to be inside of you. And you're like, yes, I couldn't wait for you to say you want me inside of you. And then they're like, oh, yes. Oh, yes, you wouldn't betray me. I know you wouldn't. And this and that. And you're just defiled. That's the trust. You trust the system. You expect day in, day out. You expect to have the same bash ritual, go to your coffee, go to work, or just your transient position of you're half-assed somewhere to somewhere else, right? You're always some work in progress. You're always just looking for the next best thing. You're always just keeping your eye peeled for the opportunity that might just come and smash you, so you better be ready to see it and all this bash. What is going on? The power of attraction, the law of attraction, and this and that, fake it till you make it, and smash and smash and smash, and positive thinking, and just blast and brush it off, and just keep on smashing. Right? What is it? Nothing. It means nothing. But apparently it's just apparently Dr. Z is smashing and telling us why it's all bullshit.
Here's what's really going on. We're not suffering from burnout. We're suffering from something that Wendy Dean and Simon Talbot call moral injury.
Oh, so he has to say, okay, this is what some bash people cooked up, and now, look, guys, the new terminology. Moral injury. Huh. Who knew that nobody knows the origin, why we have a thing called morality? You ask any bash atheist or any bash cooked out expert out there, why are you good? Why do you think that you should be good? And they say, well, just by experience. Obviously, it's an evolutionary trait to be kind and bring everybody. No, smashed. What are you saying? That means there was a time where there was immorality, apparently. Void, void of morality. So what is that? Oh, you don't know, and this and that. What is that? How did it compartmentalize into your bash awareness? Or is it a whole package? Yes, because who knew that you could ignore such things as morality? So who knew that it's there, but somehow it's not, and this and that, and you can. Exactly. So how can you have that awareness and that ability to just smash despite the notion of morality, which does not need your consent for it to exist? Oh, what a smash bash. What is going on? This guy's like, oh, now it just means you're morally injured. So now you assume you are morally injured, even though you reject the notion of morality and saying, oh, we just have to sing kumbaya and hold hands and hugging. Yes, cuddle puddles. That's what it's all about. And rubbing each other relentlessly and telling each other we love ourselves so much. False love that turns on you on a dime. Who knew? No, no, no. My friends would never do that. My family would. No, exactly. You're just blinded, blasted. Succumb to multiple layers of loves and types of love that you think you can dish out left and right. Wow, what a shame. All searching for something you call unconditional love. Love me for me, please. Why am I not good enough? Love who? Why can't somebody just love me for me? And that's why you believe you have to shapeshift and this and that and this and transform so that therefore you become the person that cannot be denied and you will have whatever you want. Right? Smashed. Smash! Totally just crumbled. Like the cookie that the monster eateth. Who knew? But no, it's just called moral injury now, guys. Write that down, people. Good thing I paused it because you must write this down.
Let that sink in for a second.
Oh, he's going to even tell you.
People go to war. They have a set of moral values. They care about other human beings.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Because why are they then going out to kill? Murder. Somehow the enemy is subhuman all of a sudden. So no, they don't care about human beings. They care about some bash image of themselves that they think they're being heroes in somehow. That's what they worship. And then the world will come and say, yes, thank you for your service. First class tickets here, this and that, paid my medical school, did and that and this, oh, the army, and it's just so amazing. They just go and smash. Amazing. Right? Exactly. You just worship it. Amazing. So that's why it works. That's why this Bosch can say what he's saying. And somehow you say, wow, it makes sense. No, no, no. Smashed.
And then they're forced.
And then they're forced, right? To do what? Kill, and then come back and be like, okay, it's all good, son and daughters. Okay, thank you for going out and killing, and no, now come back. Amazing. And now just go back to your life and this and that, and just pretend it's all just never happened. Wow, amazing. It's like sodomizing a child or just abusing it relentlessly and saying, all right, child, let's go to your soccer game now. And the kid's all like, what is going on? Just bashed. Drama. Abused relentlessly. Taught to just be a victim and beg to live. And just be okay with what happens to you as long as you get rewarded for it. Somehow, even though you're void, you're just trashed. You have no sense of what love is, for you reject the only unconditional love there is, and that is of the Father, the Creator. Who knew? No, it had to be my ex-wife and my ex this or that, my dog that died. Oh, I just lost everything. Smashed. What do you see? Nothing. It's just void to you. It's just dust to you, apparently, the stardust that you worship. So why do you cry then? Why do you cry? Oh, it's just do you not have any empathy? Wow, who knew? You're just filled with emotion. Who knew that an emotional person is just somebody who is void of the notion of the unconditional love of the Father? They laugh at it. They scoff at it. Yeah, that's why you're so emotional. And go ahead, suffer and die. For they're seeking some fulfillment of emotional nature, to feel good. What is that? Who knew? Nothing. That's why you're just some junkie seeking the next thrill, the next source of your next fix. Oh, I just couldn't wait to go travel to all these places and get to see this and that. It's so exhilarating. And somehow I learned things. What? No, you just think you're learning things. Because ultimately you come back and smash. Because are you just going to spend your whole life traveling? Yes, some people do. And they make bash, they play the market and this, and they make money, and they just travel. Bash, 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 around just forever. Amazing. Suffer and die, all while thinking, whoa, I'm so free. Whoa, I just met so many people. I had so many experiences and just filled myself with boast. Oh, yes, please. Right? Because what is it all about? That person was just worshiping themselves and how much they could fill it up. But no, no, no. They care about people, and that they're forced to somehow what?
To either become a part of or bear witness to things that are so against everything they believe that when they come back, they fall apart. We call it.
Okay, no. Who knew that you don't have to go to war for that to happen to you? That happens every day. Okay. You see the total hypocrisy outside as a child. You become exposed to it, and you realize, without knowing how to explain it, perhaps, but you realize it's just the trauma, how punch drunk people are. But then what do? You have nothing. You say, well, at least I have to trust my parents. They're taking care of me, so I'll just do what they say and this and that. And you do it for a while, but then who knew that then you see your parents are hypocrites. And who knew that's why a teenager rebellion years exist? Because do you think that's just normal? That's what you're a teenager. Oh, it's just the hormones and this and that. What? Smash. What smash? Just misguide. That's the result of misguidance. A split person. Because they rebel against the parent. Now they're finally fine. I'm sick and tired of my parents telling me to do something, and bash, I hate it. Authority, bash, man's authority is bash, right? And so they're gonna say, oh, no, I'm gonna go out and make it my way at least. But who knew that that's Satan speaking now? Because now they believe in themselves, in their bash image that they've escaped into, and this and that, and they're void of any notion of truth, void of anything called the way, and void of anything called life. For they are bashed and they resent it and they just are angry. Who knew? But no, no, no. Apparently, you have to go to war to have all these, disillusionments and this and that. Oh, how sad. Who knew what happened? World War I, World War II, murdered. Millions, millions, millions died. So what does a family do without the men? Because you could say, well, women were murdered too. Yes, they were. Yet men also died in, wow, higher numbers. Who knew? Why? Because they were out there doing the killing. So yes, women and children died. Yes. However, now the war's over, supposedly, and what happened to all the men? Died. Death's murdered. So all of a sudden, there's still a thing called government, right? Or was there? Or is that how it all came about? And they're like, whoa, what do we do after all this devastation? Well, they needed some daddy figure, right? And that's when Satan is like, yes, the daddy, I am the daddy. I will reconstruct you, rebuild you, and give you a new clean slate. What is going on?
PTSD. We have a million different names for it. What it is moral injury. Humans are moral, idealistic creatures.
Really? So what? This is wordsmithing you. How can you be a moral person and still have ideals? No, you can't. You just bashed yourself here, buddy. How can you be a moral person and also an idealist? Wow, no. Idealism is for Satan. That's Lucifer's toolkit. The grass is greener, always bright eyed, just blah blah blah, having the best image of man. Right? So you're recreating what it already is and what it's smashing and telling you day in, day out. But no, 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 it has to be you're idealistics of this and this. Wow, what a shame. No, moral. Who knew that morality is a certainty? Because idealism is being open to deception. Because you're dissatisfied with what it is, with what you are, but this is the thing, you're dissatisfied with what you believe yourself to be because you're immoral. So this guy should really say humans are immoral and therefore idealistic creatures.
That resonate love for other humans. And what happens?
But they're in a moral state of being because that is not. I mean, man's purpose is life everlasting. That was the purpose of creation. The creation of the Creator. Who knew? The purpose is life everlasting with the Creator. Who knew? And you're in the image of the Creator. Wow. No, 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 no. It couldn't be. It just had to come from nothing and just poof. Some just cloudy, old, dusty orgasm that just poof. Nothing. Nothing came out. It just some sort of nothing. Nothing, apparently. And then it just cooled and made you, apparently. Because it's just so cool and fresh. Oh, yeah. Smashed.
When our moral
Though he's laughing.
ideals meet the real world, where we cannot give our patients the key.
Did he just say when our morals idealistic, when our idealism meets the morals of the world? What did this Bosch say? And what happens when our moral ideals meet the real world? Exactly. Don't you mean what happens when our relative ideals and notion of truth meet the truth? There's no such thing as the real world. It's because you can either see the truth and engage with it and ritualize in it, or just smash and just it's all just relative truths and everyone's just out trying their best. What a shame. This guy's a man. Whoever wrote this for him is spirit cooking.
Real world, where we cannot give our patients the care we know that we could give if we had the tools and the resources.
Really? If you had the tools and resources? So this guy's just begging, we need more money in the psychiatric and psychological fields, right? We just want to blast into you more with pills and common sense, apparently. And we are the facilitator for you to just see what it is that you need to do and this, but we'll hold your hand along the way because you need to be the one that recognizes it after all. And no matter what I say, you're the one that's going to be in charge and either take the responsibility or continue being a failure and just being bashed, right? No. This is a wizard asking for more money. We don't help you because we just don't have the resources or the tools. So we just need more funding and people to say yes to us, and then we'll help you. What a shame.
And the autonomy to do it.
Smashed.
What happens when we're trained in our schooling to give the best possible care to patients regardless of their socioeconomic status, regardless of their race, regardless of their condition or their gender?
The doctors would cry and say, no, I won't do that unless you pay me X amount of dollars, right? Who knew that if that were the case, everyone would, you're just basically saying, why don't people care? Exactly. They don't. They say they care, but they don't care. They don't give a damn. And no wonders they're all just cynics. Who knew? No wonders. But what do they care about? What do they say they care about? Oh, they say they care about the children. They say they care about the environment. They say they care about themselves even. No. No. How could you care possibly? Let that be the conundrum to you to figure out. That's your injury. You don't care. All while pushing. You're a mouthpiece for some bash. So what is it? What is it that you're pushing? Exactly. This bash term. Moral injury. Because before, who knew it's called burnout, right? But no, no, no. Now it's moral injury. Amazing.
Gender, but then we meet the real world where it's all about the insurance company's bottom line. It's all about the hospital.
Oh, so you're this guy's mad. He's angry. So it couldn't be that the children were just bashed and told, be whatever you want, dream whatever you want, and then go out there and be someone. Billy and Shelly and Kelly and Dan and this whoever gives a bash, but all of a sudden they're like, okay, I went to the best school, I got my best grades and everything. Oh, I volunteered there, I volunteered there. My CV is amazing. But who knew there's bashes like you in multiple numbers, in swarm numbers, all just wanting the same thing. Who knew? And it's just amazing because you call that competition and them wanting to be number one even more, right? And then, and then it changed into, oh, don't worry, it's the journey that counts. So just go with the flow and YOLO now. And all these things, but they and bucket list that and smashing experience and just be the change now. You are the phoenix that's burning. But no, it rises. No, it's a cinder. It's an amber. It's an amber that just roasted, and then you're just roasting in it, and you're thinking you're gonna rise like the phoenix from the ashes, and join the X-Men and all the Galaxy Warriors, and all the teams of bash movies that they're bashed you into just worshiping. Oh, from the water, and from space. Oh, and from fire, and from earth. Wow, who knew? Just fingering you, finger blasting you in places that you don't want to even know that you could be finger blasted. So what's going on?
Hospital system's revenue. It's all about throughput and RVUs. And then we meet an electronic health record that is a glorified cash register
Glorified cash register.
with a little patient stuff tacked on. And we stare at that instead of staring at the vulnerable person who's having the worst day of their lives.
So we just don't care, people. We just don't have any empathy. People, just live in your empathy. What does that even mean? Nobody knows. Just like they said, oh, you just gotta, be in the unattachment mode. Just be somehow in thought but outside of thought. And this and that. Just be mindful. And just be the observer. Oh, but now it's be like, oh, now be the observer and the empath. And what's it gonna be next? Nothing. For this is the final, because they already have it already has a grasp. Okay? It already took hold on you. And who knew that the only work worthwhile in the living is just, slashing those thorns and those tentacles that are just feeding off of you with the sword of the truth. That's the only thing, the only way in life, in the only life there ever was, and ever will be. The purpose. The Creator's creation, yes. The ultimate resolve, yes. Thank you, Father. Amen. And who knew it was written? There's a book of life, but no, you worship the book of faces. Amazing. Amazing. So what do you see and what do you worship? For everything around you is the illusory snakes and ladders that just, it's the sandbox which you just pile and build and rebuild and say, this is life. Wow, what a shame. All while saying your legacy will be remembered. And then they just bash statues and put other ones on. And who cares? Nobody remembers. Nobody cares. They just see something and it's, oh, they were this person? Oh, thank you for telling me. Okay, I'm just going to move on. Wow, weren't the Romans so amazing in sculpting? Wow, weren't the Greeks so amazing in sculpting? Wow, all this bash, 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 bash. Wow, fantasy, 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 book, 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 movie, movie, movie. All of a sudden, yay! We come from some Homo erectus. Sapien, sapien, somehow that came from Lucy and Lucifer and all this bash and listen, and oh, it's so amazing. And we could read the signs and the stars and all this bash and the points of light that just swivel around the earth somehow. It's day and then it's night, and it's day and night, and all of a sudden I'm on a spinning ball just cooking somewhere, following some bash gas ball that just farted somehow. Wow, it's on fire. Some guy lit his fart and it's on fire, right? That's what you believe. Wow, it just came from nothing. It just bashed a fart. Smashed. But the fart was so rich in nutrients that it just created everything. Even though the laws of physics and all the laws apparently that just the physical aspects follow just bash themselves into, they somehow just bash themselves together and exactly knew exactly what to do and this and that. Oh, it's just perfect, right? Smashed. Smashed.
And you can't be with them. How would that make anybody feel, let alone some of the most resourceful, resilient, passionate human beings on the planet are healthcare professionals? These are people who went.
Oh, right. So these people that are in the health profession, that they're the ones that are burnt out. Right now, they're the ones. They're like, how is this possible? How could somebody go in thinking that they're gonna help somebody, and then they're the ones that end up needing help? Right? Of course, they had to address that fact because it's obvious. So they're like, oh wait, what do we do? Oh well, we gotta come up with this other cooked up term called moral injury. Oh, so that they, wow, that was close, everyone. They almost figured it out, right? I mean, how much more, how much longer do you have to go continue and believe in this stuff? Fine, go ahead, suffer and die. Who knew? Who knew that truly that is the proof of the just, how just the Creator is. For He does not force you to just worship Him. He says, wow, yes, worship me, but ultimately you either succumb to the truth or you just revel and just you can't wait to dive into the immorality. Wow, who knew? No, it just had to be that it's just an accident. It's just an accident, and then somehow we just got cooked with awareness and consciousness that is just shape-shifting shapes, and somehow it's our turn soon to just go through some portal into some next density of some bash. Smashed. But thanks to the Palladians, we know it's coming. Thank you, Palladians. And all this bash and the Aryans and this and that, and who knew? Smashed. And the Greys and the Elves and the Dwarves and the this and this and this. Exactly. You're smashed.
Into this field with an almost evangelical religious zeal to help others. Why do I say that? Because they sacrifice.
So he had to just say evangelical zeal. So why is it that Christians, right? Not modern Christians, they aren't Christians in name only. But what of the Christians? The followers of Christ? Who knew? Who knew that they were the ones that took in the injured? Because the injured were the ones that they weren't there saying, mocking them and saying, what do you know? No, they were there because they wanted. They were there because they were eager to listen, to be instrued and filled by the wisdom of the Father because they knew. So what's going on? Apparently, you just have to use that to say, wow, they just go in there fully, which is zealous. They're the ones that actually want to help people, these physicians and doctors and healthcare providers. Right? Is it? No, they want a piece of their pie and have it too. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because this guy, what is he saying? They sacrificed their 20s, 30s, and now they have their practice and they're burnt out. Or they've been working as nurses and this and this and this in the ER and this, and now they're burnt out. Could it be that they're used? No, 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 no. It's not that they're used. It's just that they're morally injured.
Sacrificed their 20s. They sacrificed financial stability early on. They sacrificed family. They sacrificed sleep. They sacrificed their own health because they felt they were going to be part of something much larger than them. That is the highest aspiration of any human being.
No, it's not. It's the aspiration that is sold to you. As a bash kid, you look up and there's posters everywhere in your little cubicle that says, dream, the sky's the limit. Now it's, who knows what's the limit, because apparently space is infinite, right? Ooh. And multiverse is so everything, you're in the clouds and beyond, like Buzz Lightyear. And you're just buzzing around, buzz, buzz, buzz. The busy bee just bashing it. But you say you identify with the bee. You say, yes, we're working in unison and this and that and this. No, you're working in perfect disorder. Who knew? Rebellion. You're the ultimate rebel without a cause. Who knew? And that's also some bash movie. Who knew? But what's going on? Well, he's about to just open up his mouth and tell you more.
And they had a moral code to go with that.
A moral code? No! A bash relative sliver of truth. Relative. A bash image that was repeated incessantly until you bash trolled half bash ape monkey simian who knew Homo erectus sapien, and now it's you. Amazing.
Then they meet our healthcare system. And all it is the opposite of what their morality tells them they need to do for patients. So what's going to happen?
The opposite. It's the opposite. So they're told and they just smash a wall. So now he's going to say, okay, don't question it. Just this is what it is. It couldn't be that the word of God, wow, you think it's the Bible and this and that. Wow, fine. The inspiration of the word of God was written. Wow, who knew? The direct revelations through man. Who knew? Oh, but that's because men are just corrupt, so corrupt men wrote it. Wow, who knew that there's actually holy men that live and obey the Father's way? Who knew? No, 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 it couldn't be that saints live amongst us. No, 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 it couldn't be. No, we're all corrupt. Smashed. Who knew there was such a thing? But it's not some priest that has a cloak and this and that. No. No. What are you talking about? Well, those are the followers of Christ. Who knew? They don't need any boasting. They don't need any reward. What are you talking about? But this guy wants all the reward of saying, I come up with the term moral injury, and now this is what it is, people. Somehow you had a moral compass, a moral code, but somehow it just bashed you. Right, so misplaced worship. What is your worship placed in? Exactly. This guy's going to tell you, well,
Happen. What's going to happen to a good person in a bad system when they feel they can't change the
a
system?
good person. Right, because any person that has ideals and this is a good person. You could just create your own or just follow some ideal that is just pushed relentlessly and feel yourself a good person just because it's a consensus that says that's a good thing. Smashed. Smashed. What is the wisdom that has been revealed to you through the worship of the Creator and seeking refuge relentlessly in truth. No, no, no. It just has to be that your code apparently just smashed you and you're injured because of that. So now you just have to pick up the pieces and put yourself back together again, right? Look, right? You're this guy. You're that guy. And who knew children are just bashed with this? Look, they say the egg breaks, but then it's put back, the kings and all their knights and all the things put it together again. Oh, so we can just smash it and just put it together again. Or you can, can't you? Well, there's bash study code. So apparently it's just bashing and smashing you and bashing the child. Look, these are all cartoons. Wow, who knew? Yep. And then it's a puzzle within a puzzle, and somehow the pieces are manufactured, but you're missing them, and you just have to collect them all somehow. And you call that knowledge is power. Smashed. Exactly. You're smashed. I'm picking up the pieces, apparently. Smashed. No. For who knew that the shell of a man that this person was is exactly the shell of a person you are because you believe it. And so therefore you succumb to the notion of knowledge is power and bash, bash, bash. Exactly. Spend your eternity in a library and then be, yes, I know it somehow all. No, smashed. That is false, counterfeit wisdom of man. Who knew? Who knew? For the absolute morality that you so-called exist is the way. And what is the way? No, 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 you don't know. It's just infinite ways. We all end up the same place, dead, right? So therefore you can just do whatever you want. Well, that is the doctrine of suffering and dying. So why are you crying? Why are you crying? Why are you crying and crying out, moral injury? I'm morally injured. Smashed.
But they have to adapt. They're going to adapt. They're going to adapt. They're going to adapt, and then they're going to break.
Exactly. So who knew that they're gonna do that because they believe in evolution and tolerating and just having the right shock, the right coping mechanisms to just get through it all. The right cloak. You just have to put on the right cloak and smash. What a shame.
And that's what they call burnout. It's not burnout. The next administrator who tells you they're trying to manage burnout, tell them to go themselves.
So yeah, this guy, believe this guy because he's just freaking out. He's just blasted, right? And he has these flashlights behind him and he's just going to smash you and tell you how it is. Look at him.
Tell them it's moral injury. And until we...
Exactly. So he's like, you tell them F themselves and you correct them and you say it's moral injury, dummy. Don't you know? Get your terminology right, dummy. Well, because who knows burning out? You're burning. You're just ablazed. But no, you're just thinking yourself a good person. Wow, no. So who knew that when you actually burn out, that goes along perfectly with your dogma and your doctrine of worship of the light. So why are you cooking up some new apparent new term, moral injury? No, bashed.
We know what it is, we're never going to be able to treat it. How are you going to treat moral injury? You change the system.
Oh, of course, this guy's calling for revolution. He's saying, all right, all rebels that I know you all are, come on, follow me into battle. Change the system. That is the problem. Smashed.
That is causing the moral injury.
No, it's not the system. It's the people in it. So who knew that it's people that are sodomizing children. It's people that are murdering. It's people that are giving false advice. It's people that are lying. It's people that are this and this and that and that and that. So what are you saying? It's the system. Smashed. You're like, oh, the systematic this, oppression, this, and that, and this. Who knew? It's all abuse. And even the people that say, wow, look at that abuse. Okay, no, help me destroy it. No, you're abused too. You just don't see it. You're just offended for someone else and offended for this and for yourself and others and this. Somehow you're just blasted. So who knew it's not just your work or your ideals that burn you out? It's also what you think you're living and fighting for. Wow. Because who knew it's just Groundhog Day? And who knew that would be the greatest devastation? Right? Because you think, wow, I work and put so much energy into this, and wow, things just get worse. One step forward, three steps back. It's always just fighting against some current, and you say, no, it's just relentless. We just have to wait until all the old people die so that we can go and smash and do what we think is right based on all these other ideals that have smashed us until this point, regardless. So we're just going to hash it up, refurbish it, and sell it as a repackaged ideal. Smashed.
You change the electronic health record to make it about bringing us closer to our patients, about making eye contact, about taking busy work off our plate. You change the conflict that drives us.
The conflict. It's a spiritual battle. So what are you saying? It's the system. It's the places and the people that get in your way. So you just have to tell them to do things differently, even though they believe in their own past relative truth and this and their own relative sense of morality and this. But no, it just has to be that we all have to agree that we just have to change the conflict that drives us. What a shame.
Any given doctor on any given day serves three masters, at least: the patient, themselves and their family, and their own
And their
financial
authority.
interests, and their employer. And
Exactly. So you had to throw in the third master, but who knew that there's no such thing as serving multiples? I'm just here to serve humanity. Smash. What do you serve it with? Oh, well, my skills and my time and my energy and commitment. Smashed. Smashed.
all three of those may be at odds. So how do you fix moral injury? You bring them in
Who
sync.
knew? Conflict of interest. You bring them in sync. Right? Just like they say, you gotta bring in your left brain in sync with your right brain, guys. You just got, that's the whole point of masonry and spiritualism of the mysteries and blah 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 blah. Smashed. Telling you that you're here to synthesize something. You're the synthesis of what? World peace? World love? Just to synthesize good and evil and just make it a balance. Hooray! Smashed. It's not for man to even attempt to do such a thing. It is for man to see and live forever. But no. You say, oh, just because the flesh somehow dies, it's just something else. Wow, what a shame. Who knew that you're naked and you believe yourself to be naked? And you're ashamed. So you cook up all these other things.
Sync. We should be able to do well financially and well with our families and have time with our families while doing good for our patients.
Right? So he's like, oh, I need time off too. And I deserve happiness too.
We call that Health 3.0, and it's where healthcare has to go. It means we need technology that enables the human
Here we
relationship,
go.
that allows us to take care of the unique.
The technology. So now he's gonna blast you with how you're gonna do it. The technology. Keep faith in technology.
human story at hand. We need the tools, resources, and autonomy.
The tools, resources, and autonomy. So some sort of power and skill set, knowledge, right? Apparently, bash.
To do our jobs, because guess what? Administrators don't know.
Administrators don't know, and we're the ones that actually help you back into society, back into the real life, right? Smashed.
How to take care of patients. That's why we exist. Why do you think they call healthcare workers that are actually touching patients frontline healthcare workers? Where does
Frontline healthcare workers.
that come from? The front lines of war. We use the language of war when we're taking care of patients, and we suffer the wounds of war, the moral.
Oh, he couldn't wait. We're just like soldiers, right? No, you're experiencing the same abuse, just like everyone else. And who knew that you don't have to kill somebody to know what it is to kill a person? No. Because you're killing yourself. You're beating the life out of you relentlessly. So what are you doing?
Moral injury, the PTSD of not being able to live up to our ideals. So the call to action is this: we on the front lines need to stand up to our leaders and demand that they lead.
Oh, exactly. He couldn't wait to say, and we just need to beg them to give us more of what we want because we control the government, right? Smashed.
That they recognize that moral injury is something that needs to be taken into
Of course, so he's just steering you to just keep begging. What a shame.
account, and we need to design systems and human systems that actually address that fundamental conflict. Stop putting band-aids on burnout and victim shaming.
No. You worship victimhood, so shut up.
Suffering clinicians who are committing suicide at alarming rates. If you think
Oh, so before all the patients that were committing suicide, no. Who cares about that? Now, well, the clinicians themselves are committing suicide. Oh, now we should start worrying. What a shame.
this is a victimless problem and doctors and nurses are just entitled, privileged whiners, you can
shove it, right? No, you are a whiner. You're probably not getting paid enough, and now you got a raise, and now you're going to be rewarded for this bash. But who knew that every person, they go into these fields because there's privilege in it, and there's entitlement in it, and prestige. And they think themselves as the authority of what? Health. Wow. That couldn't be the reason why they went into it. No. They just wanted to help people. Smashed. Who knew that there's reward in believing yourself to be helping, but you're actually just guzzling down all you can for yourself. And in that sense, who knew that you just open yourself to burn out? Wow. All because you're like, yes, I'm doing it for the people. No. We're just so short-staffed at this and that. No, wow, so many people sick. Oh, no, who knows, but this and that, they just don't eat healthy, blah, blah, smashed. You don't know what's going on. So we just need more hospitals, more medical health providers who are the super that can just tolerate anything and any burnout. They just need to just smash and cook you up better. Right? What isn't he saying? They just need to breed us to be the perfect healthcare providers. You could yell at me and I won't burn out. I'll just take it and work 24/7 and I won't burn out. Right? Smashed.
shut the up because people are dying. Good
Wow.
people, friends of mine,
Well, friends of mine, so now it's personal, right? This person is filled with anger. This person does not believe in forgiving. Nope. and he will dish out whatever past relative sense of love he thinks he has to whoever he pleases and whoever earns it, apparently, and deserves it. What a shame. What a shame.
Friends of yours have died from moral injury. It is not us. It is this system, and it's time we.
It is not us, it's the system. Who knew that they needed to make this video? To say, don't lose faith in us even though we're killing ourselves and burning out. Don't worry, we still know what's up. It's just the system that's bashing us and telling us this and this. Wow. What a shame. Because who knew that even though you're just in this bash field of prestige and this and that and reward and sort of influence where you can actually help people, you're still void. You still, even though you say it's rewarding and this and that, no. You're confused, bash, and wow, ultimately it leads to you blowing out your brains. Who knew? And it's serious, and it happens to friends of mine and friends of yours, and this and that, and this and that. Yes. Complete worship of the light. Who knew? Who knew it just defiles you? Who knew? All the while giving you a sense of temporary satisfaction until it demands more and more from you. Who knew? Who knew? But oh, it's just life, right? Smashed.
We fixed it. The call to action is this: share this video. We need everyone in leadership, in government, in industry, and on the front
why does he keep flashing you exactly? He keeps flashing you everything.
lines to see this video.
To see this video. Share it, everyone. Look at him. Desperation.
Let's stop calling it burnout. From here on out, we out.
We out. Oh, I'm trying to come so cool. It's so slick. I'm so in with you all. Hashtag, pound this. Pound me. Hashtag me. Pound me. Smashed. Who knew that an injury, an instance of being injured, wow, who knew? A wound, bruise, cut, gash, tear, rent, slash, gouge, scratch, graze, laceration, abrasion, contusion, lesion, sore, trauma. Exactly, trauma. So this passage is saying we're all just traumatized. We're just in trauma because of the abuse, the relentless abuse that doesn't stop. To the point where you just grab a drill and you want it to stop. You want it to stop. You want the voices and just the nonsense to stop. And you just drill a blast a hole in your brain. And you're saying, okay, good, it's all better now. Wow, who knew? Offense, and it's an offense. You're in a state of offense. You're always taking offense. Who knew? You're just bashed. Who knew? Who knew? No, it couldn't be. No. It has to be that I'm morally injured. Have fun with that term. Look, conscience. What is a conscience? Who knows? But apparently, it's a cognitive process that elicits emotion and rational associations based on an individual's moral philosophy or value system. So based on telling you it could be anything. Just relative. It's just based on an individual's moral philosophy. And this, right? Ethics or moral philosophy is a branch of philosophy that involves systematizing, defending, and recommending concepts of right and wrong conduct. The field of ethics, along with aesthetics, concerns matters of value and thus comprises the branch of philosophy called axiology. Who knew? Who knew that you're just worshiping what this cooks up? What this cooks up and presents as, well, this is good and this is bad and this is good and this is bad and this is good, bad. Just entrainment. Through love of philo. right? The love of Sophia, who knew, the love of wisdom, of knowledge. But man's knowledge and probably alien knowledge because you worship it. But no, anything but the knowledge of the Father, the Creator. Yeah. Anything but is what you worship. Wow, look at all this bash. I mean, who knew that there is such a thing as conscience? You do perceive good and evil. Who knew? Who knew you do have such a thing as a conscience? Could it be a moral compass? Why is there such a thing as a compass that points north? Oh, it's just magnetics. So there is such a thing as a direction, an orientation, and there's a bash group called One Direction that's just mocking you. But it's just multiples of morality, and you could it's the philo of Sophia, the love of Sophia, and this, and it just goes along with protecting and systematizing and just recommending concepts of right and wrong. No, you know. You know, you can't cook it up. You know, you are aware. You can be brainwashed to just tolerate and be, you know, bestow upon yourself some other code of just living. That's why there's multiples of lifestyles and multiples of this and multiples of culture and multiples of this. Why? Don't all the living live the same thing? I mean, yes, of course, you're in the living. Why is it that you believe that you're seeing different things? Oh, well, you see green and I see purple. Ah, smashed. Nothing. All because it just justifies your defilement. Just doing it as a will doesn't even matter. Exactly. You don't even care. All while you say you care. Smashed. And who the bash is this? Exactly. The Gemini, the twin. The twin that just whispers, both sides of the coin, apparently. Who would want to listen to a locust? Some bash locust and be like, okay, you know the truth. Even though you're a swarm and you devastate. So the locust is a plague, but no, just listen to it because it's the swarm. Who knew? Listen to the one homeless one because apparently he just left his own clan and he's just some hobo and he gets a new suit at the end because he did his job. Does he? No. He fails multiple times. Pinocchio leaves his post, his site, his caring. He goes outside his, supposed caring. All because Pinocchio believes himself to be not a real boy. But he could be a real boy if he just does what the Gemini cricket says, what the swarm tells him. And who tells him this? Oh, some bash fairy. They call her some godmother, right? The fairy godmother. Exactly. To them, it's the creator, God, that which grants any wish. Right? What is that? Lucifer. Exactly. It's the star that comes in and bashes through your window and it appears and shapeshifts and then disappears. Who knew? And the fairy says, well, you too can be a real boy. You just have to do these things and this and that or this and that. Right? And then the little doll that was made by some pervert man thinks himself void, right? Because why did they have some pervert man, old man, make him? Mockery of the creator, yes. Mockery of the creator, saying it's just some puppet, some shell of a thing. And somehow we give ourselves purpose. And then Satan rewards us if we go along with what Satan has asked of us to do in the worship of the light in the flesh. Hmm. Because it's only Lucifer apparently that can give you life. Wow, what a shame. The true life that you were meant to live, right? Outside of the tyrannical, God that just so wrathful and this. What a shame. You believe in the Big Bang, that's the most wrath. The most wrath and violence apparently according to you. So what are you saying? Smashed. You have no idea. Of course, it's just a puzzle to you. It's just a big puzzle and you're trying to put all the pieces together and hope for the best, based on your ability to perceive the function of this little color here and there. Oh, I put it all together. Yay. Smashed. Smashed. Just festering in man's wisdom because you worship it, because it rewards you. All the while, you're just turning into asses. Who knew? Who knew? But of course, you worship the fairy godmother and you say, yes, I'm trying my best. Fairy godmother, please just give me one more chance to be a real fulfilled person. Smashed. All because apparently she gave you the swarm to be your guide. No, you don't need some swarm to be your guide. You have you have discernment. You have it. It's in it. What? Well, it's part of what you are. It's what you see. What do you see? Who knew it was by your choice that your eyes were opened to see the knowledge of good and evil, not to synthesize it. For there's resolve in the Creator's creation. Who knew? It's already synthesized. So why do you suffer in it? Oh, because you think it's for you to just bear that burden and create a life for yourself. No. Who knew that that's why it was a forbidden fruit? It's not for man to take that burden of the Creator. Let the Creator alone have that to be as part of what is the resolve. Yes. Put your faith in Him. Put your trust and full commitment to Him. Come on, what are you doing? No, it just has to be your conscience. It's a cognitive process. Yes. But who knew how it just came to be? Nope, all of a sudden it's just theory, 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 and academics. It's a problem for them and this and that. Who knew? Scholars just all of a sudden, yep, assumed we have it. No. And you have all these past philosophers that have spent a lifetime and probably hung themselves at the end. And there's all these people, depressed people that you believe. And all just because it's so compelling and just sensible and just filled with just terms that just twist your brain and this and that. And it's just so amazing. Philosophy, yes, the love of Sophia. Wow, amazing. Who knew? Smashed. The wisdom of the Creator is the only thing of value in the sense of, wow, you're in the flesh, so how do you endure that, what you see of as good and evil? Not through man's wisdom, no. Only the wisdom of the Father, for it's only the wisdom of the Father that is to bear that burden, not for man. It's for man to live with God forever. That's the purpose. But no, 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 it just had to be for man to just create his own purpose and smash in his own past relative image and suffer and die. Wow, what a shame. But it's all just so romanticism to you. Oh, it's just so divine and sacred geometry, divinity, and the deities. Oh, this and that. Smashed. What is a grasshopper, right? I mean, look. Furthermore, men are afraid of a high place. Yes, They're afraid of the highest principalities, the spiritual battle. Who knew? And of the terrors on the road. So they're equally as bashed in the flesh. The almond tree blossoms, the grasshopper drags himself along, and the caperberry is ineffective. For man goes to his eternal home while mourners go about in the street. Who knew that it's just man just afraid? Yet life blossoms. Yet life brings forth relentlessly. And also the grasshopper drags himself along. Scourging, eating, whatever it does, it just drags himself along. And the caperberry is ineffective. Wow, it's somehow not doing what it's supposed to do. So in appearance, it all is good, but somehow it's ineffective. Wow. For man goes to his eternal home. Yes, who knew that that's what man does? Go to his eternal home. Who knew? Who knew that there's such a thing called eternity? Who knew eternity is real? Who knew? But no, no, no. We're just finite. It's just gonna all end one day. Smashed. So we're all going home, but the mourners go about in the street. So the sufferers, those who suffer, are everywhere in the street, all over the place. Who knew? Why? Why? Right? And all this passion, passion, passion. These of them you may eat, the locust in its kind, and the devastating locust in its kind, and the cricket in its kind, and the grasshopper in its kind. So we can eat them. So why are you listening to one? Why are you listening to one? If you could eat it. What is going on? Wow. We'll read it for yourself, right? Who knows? You're going to say, oh, no, no, no. Exactly. Bashed. What is a caperberry? It's the fruit of the caper bush. Who knew? It is generally found with the stem on and, like the caper, is pickled. Caperberries tend to be starchier and less piquant than capers, and are often served with cocktails the way you might serve olives. Interesting. The olive tree, the olive branch, this is it. Exactly. Ineffective. Hmm. So on the surface, it's just going all according to you, but you're in relentless fear of the highest and in the flesh. Wow. Just blasted, thinking this is just philosophy. Wow. And then believing in some grasshopper that's going to tell you what it is. What shame. All because you want to be fulfilled and real somehow. You want to be authentic. You want to be a good person. Well, remember what this said. This guy said, "We out. Good people out." Apparently, because he's a good person, but he's out. He's burned out. Yet you still trust in the system that he just says should be changed. Wow. You believe into it just begging some head figure to just allow you to live better somehow. Beg, 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 and write letters and go out and blast pots and pans because you're other people, right? Wow, what a shame. There's no legacy for man to live on earth. No. Zero. Only recognition and worship in the living. Who knew that that's the only thing that is? Wow. Because life is life. Wow. It doesn't give a bash whether you saw life for what it was or not. No, it's going to just continue. Yet those who see and follow Christ, wow, return. Return to what? That which what they already were. Life. Forever. Who knew? But because they chose, they saw, and they aligned, they obeyed. But no, keep obeying man's law and man's moral values and suffer and die alongside this cricket. Who knew? All because you're picking yourself up and just smashing yourself together and being, yeah, I did it all by myself. Yet you're still filled with anger, resentment, victimhood to the 33rd degree power, and somehow just have built and brainwashed yourself with the right shock absorbers and coping mechanisms to just continue. All the while, you're just like this guy. Wow, who knew? All being taken care of by some healthcare provider. That you're just saying, yeah, I think we should take care of our people that keep us healthy. Smashed. All while being abused relentlessly. Who knew that abuse doesn't discriminate whether you're a doctor or some bash egg? It's gonna tell you that you're this or wrong and you just have to eat healthier and this. That's the purpose of life. Smashed. Smashed. Because apparently you just have a moral injury. But who knew it's all just trauma. But you deny it. You deny it all while embracing the band-aid remedy truly that Bash said not to do, but you truly embrace the band-aid remedy of just wordsmithing yourself into the future, just blasting yourself with new terminology and new things to identify so that we can just address them correctly. What a shame. In constant rejection of what you already are and have and just relentlessly bring forth. But no, you just have to listen to the bash light that comes into your window and says, hi, I am this babe and I'm gonna give you life. Smashed. All because you believe yourself void. You believe yourself to be, just alone. Some bash old man made you, but then you have to be granted life, right? Wow, who knew that? No, you are created in the image of the creator. Who knew? Life is in you. Life is the purpose. So what is it? What is it that you see? You're denying and saying, no suffering. Therefore, I have to create my own life and make myself real and relevant. And I want to have influence and this and that. Smashed. Those are the promises of Lucifer. Who knew? Because who knew that Lucifer could truly reward you in the influence of the world, in all the things that just go along with the ways and the suffering and defilement of the ways of the world. Who knew? So all you have to do is just obey that and reward yourself in the flesh. Because that's all you are, right? Just hamburger meat that's just slapped onto some bone structure that somehow knew how to do it and just smash. Amazing! 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 Yes! All because of hundreds of billions of millions of trilogies of years. Who knew? And somehow it just all happened in that time. Wow, amazing. Who knew? Who knew? And of course, the old man tells the bash guy to go to school and gives him an apple. So giving him false tools to begin with. The rotten fruit of knowledge. Exactly. He's like, okay, go there and be a good boy. Wow, telling you right in your face what they do to you. Wow. But no, you just think she's so pretty and she's so beautiful and she saves him. Even though he did exactly what was told of him not to. But she's not like God. She actually comes down and helps you. Because who knew that all the people that pray and pray and pray, what? They all just say, why doesn't God listen? Right? Oh, but Satan will come down and help you. Yes, because he's the one that actually cares. Yay! Wow. Complete hypocrite. Rejecting life, rejecting what you see and saying no. It's Lucifer. Wow, amazing. Because you truly just worship the shape shifting images and just magic of Lucifer. Because you can't accept the rock, so to speak. You can't accept the firmness, the solidity, the truth of what it is that you actually live. No, you can't. You won't. Because you must believe in all these bash things, because otherwise you lose your identity. And you can't have that apparently, because no, 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 smashed. You are all in. All your chips are in to the trust in the system to guarantee Groundhog Day, because that's what you love. You love Groundhog Day. We'll end it there.